For every Hashira that fans would die for, there's one that makes the community want to throw their screen across the room. Starting with the most controversial pillar in the entire Demon Slayer core, Tengen Uzo, the self-proclaimed god of festivals, who divided the fandom faster than any demon ever could.
I am a god!
Tengen Uzo, when he first appeared dragging Aoi and Naho away against their will in the Entertainment District arc, fans immediately saw red. Here was a Hashira, supposedly a protector, manhandling young girls and forcing them into a dangerous mission. This is the guy we're supposed to root for? Twitter exploded. He's literally kidnapping children. The backlash intensified when viewers learned about his 3 wives. In an anime where most characters here were portrayed as noble heroes, Tengen's polygamy felt jarring and outdated to modern audiences. Having 3 wives isn't the flex he thinks it is. Reddit threads debated endlessly. It just makes him look like a relic from a problematic era. Even his flashy personality rubbed people the wrong way. While some found his confidence entertaining, others saw an arrogant showboat who cared more about style than substance. His constant declarations of being a god felt less like charisma and more like compensation. But the real turning point came during his actual mission. Watching Tengen work with Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke revealed layers that initial impressions missed. His tactical genius, his genuine care for his wives, his willingness to sacrifice himself. Wait, he actually cares about people? Fans started reconsidering. He's not just a pretty face. The moment that changed everything was his breakdown after nearly losing his wives. This supposedly arrogant god crumbled, screaming that their lives mattered more than the mission, more than his pride. Suddenly his flashiness made sense. It wasn't arrogance, it was armor. A man who grew up as a shinobi, trained to value missions over lives, choosing to be flamboyant as an act of rebellion against his emotionless upbringing. He's actually one of the most emotionally intelligent Hashira. Opinion pieces started appearing. He just hides it behind the flash. By the arc's end, Tengen had won over most of his critics. His retirement speech, acknowledging Tanjiro's spirit and choosing family over glory, cemented his redemption in fans' eyes. From most hated to actually beloved, that's character development, the community agreed. While Tengen had to earn his love, Rengoku captured hearts instantly and never let go, becoming the most universally adored Hashira in the entire series.
Set your heart ablaze. Overcome your limits. I am the Flame Hashira, Kyojuro Rengoku!
Kyojuro Rengoku's introduction in the Mugen Train arc was masterful. Enthusiastic, loud, endlessly positive, he could have easily been annoying. Instead, he became the emotional core of the entire franchise. His smile is so genuine it hurts. Fans noticed immediately. He's not faking the positivity. He actually believes in people. What made Rengoku special was how he treated everyone with equal respect. Tanjiro, a nobody with a demon sister, received the same encouragement and belief as anyone else. No judgment, no hesitation, just pure faith in people's potential. His relationship with his father added unexpected depth. Instead of becoming bitter about his dad's alcoholism and verbal abuse, Rengoku chose to embody his mother's final words.
It is the duty of those born strong to help those who may be less fortunate.
The Akaza fight elevated him from beloved to legendary. Watching him hold his ground against Upper Moon 3, protecting the train passengers even while dying, showed what a true hero looked like. What destroyed fans wasn't just his death, it was his final words. With his last breaths, Rengoku encouraged Tanjiro, acknowledged his father, and accepted his fate with a smile. No regrets, no bitterness, just pride in having lived correctly. His mother would have been proud, Tanjiro said, and the entire fandom sobbed. The impact was immediate and lasting. Rengoku merchandise flew off the shelves. Set Your Heart Ablaze became a rallying cry. Cosplayers dominated every convention. His character inspired real-life discussions about duty, kindness, and living with purpose. He was only in one arc and became the heart of the entire series. Anime YouTubers analyzed, that's the power of a perfectly written character. Even his voice actor's emotional performances in interviews, tearing up while discussing Rengoku's impact, showed how deeply this character resonated. The Flame Hashira became bigger than fiction. He became a symbol. Rengoku is proof that genuine goodness isn't boring, fans concluded. It's the most powerful thing a character can have. But while Rengoku showed how kindness conquers all, Obanai Iguro demonstrated how bitterness can poison everything, making him one of the least like Hashiras.
What kind of lesson shall we teach him?
The Serpent Hashira's introduction immediately puts fans on edge. His treatment of Tanjiro during the Hashira meeting was needlessly cruel, and his obsessive hatred for anyone he deemed weak was exhausting. Why is he so angry all the time? Viewers ask constantly, what did Tanjiro even do to him? Obanai's relationship with Mitsuri should have been endearing, the devoted man pinning for the love of Hashira. Instead, it came across as possessive and uncomfortable, especially when he insulted anyone who got near her. That's not romantic, that's toxic, fans pointed out. He treats her like property, not a person. His constant negativity wore thin quickly. While other Hashira had trauma that explained their attitudes, Obanai just seemed perpetually bitter without justification. His snake, Kaburamaru, had more personality than he did for most of the series. He's just mean for the sake of being mean, Reddit threads complained. At least give us a reason to care about him. The revelation of his backstory came too late for many fans. Yes, his family sacrificed him to a demon. Yes, he survived horrific abuse. Yes, his mouth was cut open as punishment. It was genuinely tragic. But it didn't excuse seasons of watching him belittle and attack people who were trying their best. Trauma explains behavior. It doesn't excuse it, fans argued. He had plenty of time to work on himself, but chose to stay bitter. Even in the final battle, while Obanai showed impressive skills and genuine courage, his character development felt rushed. The sudden shift from antagonistic to heroic didn't land the way it should have. Too little too late, the community generally agreed. We spent too long disliking him to suddenly care now. His death with Mitsuri should have been heartbreaking. Instead, many fans felt more sad for her than for him. She deserved better than someone who spent most of their relationship being closed off and hostile to everyone else. Obanai is what happens when you leave character development until the final arc. Analysis videos concluded. The foundation of likability just wasn't there. Someone who built the foundation from day one was Shinobu Kocho, the insect Hashira who balanced darkness and light to become a fan favorite. Shinobu's introduction was deceptive. Her constant smile and soft voice suggested a gentle soul. Then she tried to torture a terrified demon while maintaining that same sweet expression, and fans realized she was far more complex. She's terrifying and I love her became the common reaction. Finally, a character who shows that trauma doesn't have to make you loud or obvious. Her backstory revealed the truth behind the smile. Watching her sister Kane die to a demon, being unable to save her despite all her medical knowledge, created a rage that never went away. The smile became her mask, a promise to maintain the gentleness her sister embodied, even while planning vengeance.
I'll use a gentle toxin in order to kill her.
What made Shinobu fascinating wasn't this duality. She ran a medical ward, saving countless lives with genuine care. She acted as an older sister to the younger core members, offering guidance and support, but underneath lived a burning hatred that never extinguished. She's the most realistic portrayal of trauma fans appreciated. You don't just get over watching your loved one die. You carry it forever. Her relationship with Giyu added another layer. Their bickering seemed antagonistic until you realized she was the only one who truly understood his isolation. She pushed him because she cared, not because she was mean. The Doma fight broke everyone's hearts. Watching Shinobu execute a plan that required her own death, sacrificing herself to poison the demon who killed her sister, was both triumphant and devastating. Her final smile, real this time, reuniting with Kane in the afterlife, providing closure while destroying fans emotionally. Shinobu proved that heroism came in many forms, including the kind that required ultimate sacrifice. She smiled through her pain so others wouldn't worry. Tributes flooded social media. That's true strength. Shinobu's popularity never waned. Artists drew her constantly. Writers analyzed her psychology. Fans debated whether her path was justice or revenge. She became a character study in how to write complex female characters correctly. While Shinobu earned love through complexity, Sanemi Shinazugawa spent most of the series earning hatred through his aggressive brutality before finally winning fans over.
I'll destroy you!
The Wind Hashira's introduction was possibly the worst first impression in anime history. Stabbing Nezuko's box, cutting her with his own blood, laughing while trying to make her attack Tanjiro, it was sadistic and cruel. Who does this guy think he is? Fans raged. That's literally the protagonist's sister. Sanemi's ongoing hostility didn't help. He had Tanjiro at every turn, questioned every decision, and seemed to exist purely to make everyone's lives harder. His scarred face and wild eyes made him look more like a villain than a hero. He's just a bully with a sword, became the consensus. There's being tough, and then there's being a psychopath. Even learning about his demon-hating blood didn't redeem him. Cool power, terrible personality. Fans couldn't get past his treatment of Nezuko and his constant aggression toward anyone who showed demons an ounce of humanity. But then came the backstory and everything shifted. Watching young Sanemi protect his siblings from their demon-transformed wife, only to have them call him a murderer when he saved them, was heartbreaking. Discovering his little brother, Genya, was alive but wouldn't accept his protection added another layer of tragedy. He pushes people away because everyone he loved either died or rejected him. Fans started understanding. He's not cruel, he's traumatized. The revelation that Sanemi purposely acted like a monster to make Genya hate him, hoping his brother would quit the Corps and live safely, recontextualized everything. Every harsh word was a desperate attempt to save the only family he had left. His breakdown when Genya died destroyed whatever walls fans had built. The supposedly heartless warrior crying over his brother's disintegrated body, apologizing for not protecting him better, showed his true self. But in the final arc, Sanemi had completed one of the most impressive redemption arcs in the series. His friendship with Giyu, his respect for Tanjiro, his desperate fighting to protect everyone, he became the hero he always was underneath the trauma. Sanemi went from most hated to top 5 beloved, the community acknowledged. That's impressive writing. His survival at the series' end felt earned. Unlike characters who died heroically, Sanemi had to live with his pain and learn to heal. Fans celebrated seeing him finally smile genuinely, finding peace after a lifetime of war. Someone who never seemed at peace was Giyu Tomioka, whose emotional constipation made him either relatable or frustrating depending on who you asked.
It's just I'm not like the rest of you.
The water Hashira presented an interesting case. Technically the first Hashira introduced, yet somehow the least understood for the most of the series. His stoic silence and emotional distance created a character fans couldn't quite figure out. Is he cool or just emotionally stunted? Debates rage constantly. I genuinely can't tell if I like him or not. Giyu's treatment of Tanjiro in episode 1 showed potential. Sparing Nezuko and sending Tanjiro to Urokodaki demonstrated hidden kindness, but his subsequent appearances made him seem less like a complex character and more like someone who could express basic emotions. His infamous line to Shinobu, "I'm not disliked by people," while everyone clearly avoided him, became a meme. Fans couldn't decide if it was sad or hilarious that he was so socially unaware. Giyu represented every socially awkward person, and I don't know if I should cry or laugh, Twitter threads explored. The revelation of his survivor's guilt explained everything. Believing he didn't deserve to be a Hashira because his friend Saburo died saving him created a wall between Giyu and everyone else. He isolated himself as self-punishment. Tanjiro breaking through that wall, literally yelling at Giyu to stop wallowing in self-pity and start valuing himself became a pivotal moment. Watching Giyu cry, finally releasing years of suppressed emotion, hit differently. His team-up with Tanjiro against Akaza elevated him further. Giyu going all out to protect Tanjiro, unlocking dead calm, and finally fighting like he had nothing to lose because he'd found something worth living for was powerful character development. The fanbase remained split though. Some loved his journey from isolation to connection. Others felt his development came too late, and he remained too passive throughout most of the story. He's fine, just not memorable, seemed to be the middle ground opinion. Not hatred, not loved, just kind of there. But there's nothing middle ground about Muichiro Tokido, the youngest Hashira who speedran becoming a fan favorite through pure savage energy.
What was the shape of that cloud again?
The Mist Hashira's introduction in the Swordsmith Village arc was unlike any other. An adorable 14-year-old who looked like he'd blown away in a strong breeze, then immediately roasted everyone with the coldest insults imaginable. His disrespect is immaculate, fans instantly loved. He's got the dead-eye stare while calling people useless. Peak comedy. Muichiro's complete apathy toward anything he deemed unimportant made him unintentionally hilarious. Forgetting people's names mid-conversation, walking away while others talked, staring blankly while someone poured their heart out. It shouldn't have been endearing, but somehow it was. He's not trying to be funny, which makes it even funnier. Reaction videos pointed out, he genuinely doesn't care and it shows. But underneath the savage exterior was tragedy. Learning he'd lost his memories after watching his twin brother Muichiro die protecting him at a depth. His apathy wasn't personality, it was trauma response. The moment his memories returned during the Gyuko fight, sparked by Tanjiro's kindness, created one of the most satisfying character moments in the arc. Watching Muichiro embrace his emotions, fighting with renewed purpose and destroying Gyuko while thinking of his brother showed growth without losing what made him special. He kept the savage energy but added heart. His death in the final battle destroyed fans. So young, so talented, dying while saving others. It felt particularly cruel. The image of him smiling peacefully, reuniting with Muichiro, became one of the most shared panels in the manga. He deserved to grow up, the community mourned. 14 years old and he died a hero. That's not fair. Muichiro proved that likable characters didn't need to be warm and fuzzy. Sometimes cold, blunt, and a little mean worked perfectly, especially when hiding a heart of gold underneath. Someone who hid nothing was Mitsuri Kanroji, the love Hashira who wore her heart on her sleeve and divided fans between finding her adorable or annoying. Mitsuri's introduction immediately sparked debate. On one hand, her cheerful personality and unique fighting style were refreshing. On the other, her entire motivation of trying to find a husband felt reductive. We're really doing this in 2023? Some fans criticized. A female character whose main goal is marriage? That's the best we got? Her design also drew criticism. The revealing uniform and exaggerated proportions felt male-gazy to some viewers, especially compared to the more practical outfits other characters wore. Why does she have to be sexualized to be strong? Discussions popped up regularly. Can't we have powerful women without the fan service? But defenders pushed back hard. Mitsuri's backstory revealed a girl rejected for being too strong, too hungry, too much. Her journey to self-acceptance, finding a place where her unique qualities were valued, resonated with many. She's not weak for wanting love, supporters argued. She's human, and she's still out here fighting demons better than most people. Her genuine kindness won over many skeptics. The way she encouraged everyone, found beauty in the world, and maintained optimism despite the horror she faced showed strength of a different kind. Her relationship with Obanai, while controversial, showed vulnerability. She knew he cared for her, but didn't push, respecting his boundaries while remaining hopeful. That emotional intelligence often got overlooked. The final battle proved her combat prowess beyond doubt. Mitsuri fighting Muzan alongside the others, pushing past her limits, showed she belonged with the Hashira on merit, not just personality. Her death with Obanai finally brought most critics around. Watching her confess her feelings, promise to find him in the next life, and die smiling showed courage that had nothing to do with finding a husband and everything to do with living authentically. She was more than her design and initial motivation, retrospective concluded. She was complex, kind, and brave. That deserves recognition. Comment down below who your favorite Hashira is and which one you can't stand. Also, let's crush 10,000 likes on this video. I'll see you in the next one.